Kevin Graham at KGNOW, beautiful Chapman University, Orange County, California, in the city of Orange, joined by Darren LaCroix, world champion of public speaking, Toastmasters International. Darren, great job today. How you doing?
If you could just have more energy, that would be awesome.
You want more energy? I'll give you more energy. You can't handle the energy.
I probably can. Hey, thanks for what you do and how you do it and taking the time out to interview the speakers. And how else can I help?
Well, you had a phenomenal presentation today. Tell us a little bit about your message, just for the folks who aren't there and don't know about you.
I think what I learned from my mentors is, if you don't know my story, I was somebody who had this, I was a quiet, shy kid who had this crazy dream at the lowest point in my life of what if? What would you dare to dream if you knew you couldn't fail? And I thought, I'd be a comedian. Oh, but wait a minute, I'm not funny. And my story is how I became a comedian even though I wasn't funny. I was just a guy who was willing to fail more than most.
I've heard his presentation a number of times, and it is phenomenal because you show us video from Stitches back in Boston, back in the early 90s. He had hair, folks.
Yes, I did.
And
parachute pants, too. Don't forget the parachute pants.
And it wasn't the parachute pants that made him bomb. He just wasn't very good. But he's a world champion now. You've grown quite a bit. How has Toastmasters affected you as a journey?
Toastmasters was crucial. When I came from the stand-up comedy world, my mentors taught me stage time, stage time, stage time. They said any day that you don't get on stage is a day that you don't grow. Well, I thought I had to be good when I went on stage. And they said, no, 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 you have to go up to get good. And so at the beginning, when you're horrible, no one wants to give you stage time. You're like at a Chinese restaurant in the back corner with a spotlight hanging from the ceiling, standing on a milk crate. And it's like there's 3 people in front of you, 2 of them drunk, 2 of them making out. I don't know where the 4th person came. My math is off. But it's horrible. So when I found Toastmasters, I was like, what? What is this? Excuse me. Like, they're going to clap no matter how bad I am? Like, sign me up. So I saw the value of it, and I joined Toastmasters. I joined 4 clubs as quickly as I could. And so I would go on stage at comedy club at night and Toastmasters during the day. So I would fail twice a day. So I learned it the hard way.
Phenomenal stuff. I first met you a few years ago at the Crystal Cathedral up the road here.
Wow.
You were doing a presentation. And I remember you asked the audience, how many of you want to be a professional speaker? And everybody raised their hands. And then you ask them, now, how many of you record yourself every time you speak? And like nobody raised their hands. And that was hilarious. Tell us about the value of video for developing speakers.
Yeah, ironically, I not only learned it from the beginning of stand-up, but I learned it from my telemarketing job at Bose, that they would record our calls and they would force us to listen to our own calls. And I hated it. But when I listened, I realized I wouldn't buy from this guy either.
Right.
You know, he's not present or whatever my challenge was. So it was enlightening. And I think if speakers really want to be good, the one habit they could do is record themselves every time, even if it's just audio, and go back and listen, and you'll hate it. But in that hating, you'll find the places where you need to work on yourself.
It will become painfully obvious where you need to develop your skills. Trust me, I know from experience. Now, 75th anniversary of Founders District. Dr. Ralph Smedley founded Toastmasters in Orange County almost 100 years ago. Now, I'm also a member of the National Speakers Association, as I know Darren LaCroix is. Not only is he a member of the National Speakers Association, but he's the 2001 World Champion of Public Speaking at Toastmasters. He's also a Toastmasters accredited speaker, and at NSA, National Speakers Association, he's a certified speaking professional. Very few members are CSPs at that level, certifying your speaking profession. And I can't think of anybody else in the world who has all 3 of those.
Right now, anyway, at the moment of this recording, there are no others. But honestly, nobody ever hired me because of those credentials. But going for those credentials built my business and made me better. It's like the old Jim Rohn quote. He said, make it a goal to become a millionaire, not for the money, but for the person it makes you in the process. So I challenge everyone to go for the credentials, for the speaker it makes you.
Good stuff. Any comment you want to make on National Speakers Association as a next step for Toastmasters member? Cavett Robert decided to become a professional speaker at the age of 61 years old.
Wow.
And that was long before
9 years to go.
That was long before 80's the new 20. So he was a true visionary. He used to say, people wear a big sign on them that says, make me feel important. And that was ages ago, long before the narcissism we so often see today.
Yeah, he might have caused the problem.
NSA's been around 40 years. Tell us about the National Speakers Association, how it helps speakers go to the next step.
And Cavett Robert was a world champion of public speaking. A lot of people don't know that. But NSA was crucial. I was in Toastmasters and NSA since 1994. But if you want to be a professional, why would you not want to be around the people who are doing what you want to do? Like, to me, that's like crazy. Why would you not? Like, you can't figure it out on your own. And to me, when I found NSA, it was like finding the island of misfit toys from Rudolph. Remember, nobody wants a Charlie in the box. And that's how I felt. I felt like a Charlie in the box that, I felt awkward. But when I found this island of all these other wacky people, I was like, I'm in. In fact, seriously, when I went to my first NSA convention, it was 1986 that I went to the national convention. And I'm going after a dream that's crazy. My family thinks I'm stupid and lost it because I was a quiet, shy kid who wants to be a speaker and a comedian. That's crazy. And I remember at the opening session, there was a prisoner of war. His name was Captain Gerald Coffey. And he gave this inspiring speech. And it blew me away when I realized these people are just like me. And I walked out to the pool and I wrote a 7-page letter to my mom that for the first time in my life, I found home.
Wow.
And I had never felt that as a comedian. Like, I was around comedians, I have friends who, but I never felt like that was my people. When I found NSA and Toastmasters, I'm like, these are my people. Somehow, some way, I'll be a member of that organization for the rest of my life.
They are very similar organizations. One's all about the delivery and getting better at the craft of speaking, and the other one's about the business of speaking and how to be a paid professional. Phenomenal organizations. Phenomenal individual. Darren LaCroix, thanks for taking the time.
Thank you very much. Mentors, find mentors, and then get out of your own way.
Find mentors, get out of your own way. This is Kevin Graham at KG. Now going to ask the world champion of public speaking if he could speak a little more. We're going to try to close out on some stage time, stage time, stage time. Can we give him a big one? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stage time. Stage time. Stage time. Well, we're going to work on our timing, huh?
We're not perfect. See, you're just proving it once again.
And
We're not perfect.
it's not about being perfect. It's not about you. It's not about your audience. It's not even about your content. It's about what your content can do for the audience. Ready? With stage time, stage time, stage time. Ready to hit it? 1, 2, 3.
Stage time, stage time, stage time. Join us.
Now.